I need to say something to you that I wish someone had said to me. Not in a soft Instagram caption kind of way. Not wrapped in aesthetic quotes and pretty fonts. I mean, actually sit you down, look you in the eyes, and say it like I mean it. You are in the most powerful years of your life right now, and there's a real chance you don't even know it. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm here because I see you. And I think you're capable of so much more than what you're currently doing with your days. And if nobody in your life has told you that lately, let me be the first. This is your wake-up call. And I promise, if you stay with me, you'll see your life differently by the end of this. Here's something I think about a lot. Nobody sat me down when I was younger and told me that right now was it. Not a rehearsal, not a warm-up, the actual thing. I thought real life started later, after school, after I figured myself out, after I felt ready. So I coasted, I scrolled. I waited for some future version of me to show up and take over. But here's what I know now. That future version of you, she's being built right now by what you do today, by the habits you're forming, the thoughts you're feeding, the time you're spending or giving away. The girls who seem to have it together at 25, at 28, at 30, they didn't get there by accident. They started earlier than you think, and most of them wish they'd started even sooner. So this isn't about shame. This isn't about comparing yourself to anyone else. This is about you, the one watching this right now, finally deciding that your youth is too precious to waste. You have time, but not as much as you think. When you're young, time feels infinite. There's always next week, next semester, next year. You'll start being serious about your goals later. You'll work on yourself later. You'll build the life you want later. But later is a trap. And it's a trap that swallowed entire decades of women who were just as smart, just as capable, just as full of potential as you are. I used to say, I'll get serious next year. And then next year arrived and I said it again and again. Until I looked up and realized that the years I thought I was saving for something important, I'd already spent them on things I couldn't even remember. Time doesn't slow down when you're ready. It doesn't wait for you to feel prepared. It just keeps moving. You are not behind, but you are not as far ahead as staying comfortable will make you feel. Start now, not because you have to, but because the woman you want to become is worth showing up for today. Your phone is not your friend. It's your competition. I want you to think about how many hours you spent on your phone yesterday. 4, 5, 6. Now multiply that by 365. That's somewhere between 1 and 2.5 months, every single year, spent scrolling, watching other people's lives, consuming content you won't remember in an hour. And I'm not going to make you feel guilty about it because here's what nobody tells you. It's not entirely your fault. These apps are designed by some of the smartest engineers in the world, and their entire job is to keep you there. They understand your brain better than you do. They know exactly when to send you a notification, exactly what content triggers you to stay, exactly how to make 5 minutes feel like 5 seconds. You are not weak for getting pulled in, but you are responsible for pulling yourself out. Because every hour you give to that screen is an hour not given to learning something, building something, becoming someone. Your youth is supposed to be for exploring, experimenting, discovering who you are. Not watching someone else do all of that on a 6-inch screen. You don't have to throw your phone away, but you do have to decide that your attention is worth protecting. Because it is. You are worth protecting. The women around you will either lift you or limit you. Choose carefully. Your environment is not neutral. It never was. The people you spend time with every day, their energy, their habits, what they talk about, what they laugh at, what they settle for, are quietly becoming your normal. And normal is powerful. Normal shapes what you think is possible for you without you even realizing it's happening. I know this firsthand. There was a point in my life where I was surrounded by people who were comfortable. Not bad people, genuinely lovely people. But comfort was their ceiling. And because I loved them, I started making comfort my ceiling too. I stopped talking about the things I wanted. I stopped reaching. I told myself I was being realistic. What I was actually doing was shrinking. And here's the hardest part. Some of those people will resist you growing. Not always loudly. Sometimes it's subtle. They'll say you've changed like it's an accusation. They'll call you too serious or obsessed when you start caring about your future. They'll make you feel like your ambition is somehow a betrayal of who you used to be together. It's not. Growing is not a betrayal. It's the whole point. You don't have to burn those friendships down. You don't have to make announcements or have difficult conversations. Just slowly, intentionally, start spending more time in rooms where the ceiling is higher. With people who talk about ideas and goals and becoming. With women who are building something. Because when you're around builders, you start to believe you can build too. The right people will not make you feel like too much. They will make you feel like exactly enough. And then some. Nobody is coming to save you, and that is the best news you'll hear today. I remember the moment this clicked for me. I was sitting in my room waiting, genuinely waiting, for something to change. Waiting for a sign, for a mentor to appear, for motivation to finally arrive like it had been delayed in the post. Waiting for someone to see something in me and unlock it. And one day I just thought, what if nobody comes? What if this is it? What if I am the only person who is ever going to decide that my life matters enough to change? That thought was terrifying for about 10 seconds. And then it was the most freeing thing I had ever felt. Because it meant I had the power. All of it. Not some of it. All of it. Nobody is coming to hand you confidence. But you can build it. One kept promise to yourself at a time. Nobody is coming to give you discipline. But you can practice it, starting today. Starting small. Nobody is coming to make your life feel meaningful. But you can choose that. In every decision, every hour, every room you walk into. You are not the supporting role in your own story. You are not the girl in the background waiting to be noticed or chosen or saved. You are the main character. You have always been the main character. And main characters don't wait. They decide. They move. They show up for themselves even when it's terrifying and uncertain and nobody is clapping. That's not a burden. That is your power. Own it. You will regret the things you didn't try far more than the ones you failed at. When you look back on these years, and one day you will, here's what you won't be thinking about. You won't be cringing at the time you tried something and it didn't work out. You won't be embarrassed about the version of you that showed up uncertain and figuring it out. You won't regret the attempts, the stumbles, the experiments that taught you something real. You'll regret the silence, the staying safe, the dreams you quietly talked yourself out of before you even tried. The opportunities you watched pass because you were waiting to feel ready. As if ready was a place you could arrive at without ever moving. Regret for wasted time is a specific kind of heavy. Because you can recover from failure. You can learn from a mistake, dust yourself off, try again. But you cannot get back the years you spent watching from the sidelines, too afraid to step onto the field. So try the thing. Start the project. Say yes when it scares you. Look imperfect and do it anyway. Because at least you'll have proof that you were here. That you were brave enough to want something and bold enough to go after it. The biggest risk isn't failing. It's never finding out what you were capable of. So, what do you actually do now? You've heard the truths. Now here's the part where we do something with them. Because information without action is just entertainment. And you didn't come here to be entertained. You came here because something in you is ready to move. So here's how you start. Not with a complete overhaul of your life. Not with a 20-step morning routine. With 4 things: quiet, unglamorous, genuinely powerful. 1. Fall in love with learning, not just achieving. Read something. Watch something that makes you think, not just scroll. Listen to women who've built what you want and study how they think. Not just what they did, but how they moved through doubt and fear and starting over. Every woman you admire was once exactly where you are. She just kept learning through it. 2. Write down what you want and why it actually matters to you. Not what looks good. Not what your parents want or what your friends are doing. What you want. And underneath that, your real why. The why that would make you cry a little if you're honest about it. Because that's the why that will keep you going on the days when nothing else does. Write it. Say it out loud. Make it real. 3. Let discomfort be your compass, not your stop sign. Every time something makes you nervous, the application, the conversation, the room you've never walked into before, that nervousness is not a warning. It's a signal. It means you're at the edge of where you currently are and the beginning of where you could go. Walk toward it, every single time. 4. Start so small it feels almost too easy. Then keep going. 10 pages, 10 minutes of movement, 1 honest entry in a journal, waking up when you said you would. These feel insignificant until you string them together. And then one day you look back and realize you built an entire identity out of small, kept promises. That's how she gets built. That's how you get built. I want to leave you with this. Your future self is not some distant, hypothetical person. She is close. She is being shaped by the version of you sitting here right now. And she is rooting for you so hard it would take your breath away if you could feel it. So show up for her. Show up for yourself. You are braver than you feel, more capable than you know, and more powerful than anyone has probably taken the time to tell you lately. Now go act like it. Drop a comment with the truth that hit you hardest. I read every single one. And if you know a girl who needs to hear this today, send it to her. That's what she decides is built on. We don't rise alone. See you in the next one.